Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes the loudest statement you can make is the one you don't say. In a world where everyone feels the need to explain, justify, and defend themselves, there is incredible power in silence. Silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. Silence is not avoidance, it's strategy. When people question you, they expect a reaction. When they provoke you, they expect a response. But when you stay silent, you take their power away. You confuse them because they don't understand how you're operating. Silence makes them uneasy because it forces them to deal with their own thoughts. It's a move that demands respect without uttering a single word. Silence is a strategy, not a weakness, and understanding this distinction can transform the way you approach challenges, relationships, and even your personal growth. In today's world where constant noise seems to dominate every interaction, the ability to remain silent is an underestimated yet powerful tool. Many people mistake silence for passivity or vulnerability, but it's neither of these. Instead, it is a calculated response, a deliberate choice to rise above the chaos, and a refusal to waste energy on unnecessary conflict or explanations. There is immense strength in choosing silence because it allows you to maintain control, not just over the situation, but over yourself. When someone confronts you or tries to provoke a reaction, their ultimate goal is often to disrupt your emotional balance. They want to pull you into their storm, to force you into reacting impulsively. But when you remain silent, you shift the power dynamic. You are no longer playing by their rules. Instead, you are operating from a place of clarity and self-possession, showing that you are not easily manipulated or influenced. Silence is not a sign of surrender. It is a demonstration of control. It is a way of saying, without words, I will not allow you to dictate my emotions or my actions. Silence, when used strategically, creates an aura of mystery and unpredictability. It forces others to pause, to wonder what you are thinking or planning. People are naturally curious, and silence often unnerves them because it leaves them with unanswered questions. This is particularly powerful in situations where others may expect you to react emotionally or defensively. Instead of giving them the response they are looking for, you remain calm and composed, making them second-guess their assumptions about you. This is not about playing mind games. It's about preserving your energy and ensuring that your actions remain purposeful and intentional. Choosing silence also gives you the space to think and respond rather than react. Reacting is often impulsive, driven by emotion and ego, and it can lead to mistakes or misjudgments. So responding, on the other hand, is thoughtful and calculated. It comes from a place of understanding and self-awareness. When you are silent, you create a buffer between yourself and the situation, allowing you to evaluate what is truly important and what is not worth your time or energy. This ability to pause and reflect is a hallmark of emotional intelligence, and it can help you navigate in the most challenging circumstances with grace and wisdom. Silence can be a form of self-respect. It shows that you value your own peace of mind enough to refrain from engaging in meaningless arguments or discussions. There are times when explaining yourself is simply not worth it, especially when dealing with people who have already made up their minds about you. Silence in these moments is not about giving up, but about recognizing that your time and energy are better spent elsewhere. It is about choosing to focus on your goals, your growth, and your well-being rather than trying to change someone else's opinion of you. Another key aspect of silence as a strategy is its ability to escalate conflict. In heated situations, words can often act as fuel, intensifying emotions and prolonging disputes. Silence, on the other hand, acts as a neutralizer. It allows tempers to cool and provides an opportunity for the other person to reflect on their own behavior. By refusing to engage in a shouting match or a war of words, you set the tone for a more constructive resolution. This doesn't mean you are avoiding the issue. It simply means you are choosing a more effective way to handle it. Silence also demonstrates maturity and confidence. People who are secure in themselves do not feel the need to constantly explain, justify, or defend their actions. They understand that not every comment requires a response and that not every accusation needs to be addressed. This kind of self-assurance is rare, and it often commands respect. When you choose silence, you are essentially saying, I know my worth and I don't need to prove it to anyone. This kind of quiet confidence can be far more impactful than any verbal defense. Lastly, silence is a way to protect your energy. Life is full of distractions, and not all of them are worth your attention. Engaging in every argument, debate, or confrontation can drain you emotionally and mentally, leaving you with little energy to focus on what truly matters. By choosing silence, you set boundaries for yourself and others. You make it clear that your energy is valuable and that you will not waste it on things that do not align with your purpose or priorities. In a world that often equates loudness with strength, silence is a refreshing reminder that true power lies in self-control. It is a deliberate choice to rise above the noise and focus on what truly matters. It is a testament to your strength, wisdom, and ability to navigate life on your own terms. Silence is not the absence of power, it is the ultimate demonstration of it. People expect reactions. It's part of human nature. When someone challenges you, criticizes you, or provokes you, their aim is often to elicit an emotional response. They want to gauge your feelings, your thoughts, and your intentions. In such moments, silence is a tool that not only protects you, but also shifts the power dynamic entirely in your favor. Silence confuses and disarms, leaving others unsure of your next move, your mindset, or your true position. It is a form of communication that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. When you respond to someone's criticism or provocation, you reveal something about yourself, your emotions, your priorities, or even your vulnerabilities. This is exactly what many people seek when they provoke you information. They want to understand how to control or influence you. But when you choose silence, you deny them this power. Silence keeps people guessing, forcing them to make assumptions rather than gaining certainty. This uncertainty creates discomfort for those trying to unsettle you as they are left grappling with the unknown. Silence is particularly powerful because it disrupts the expectations of others. Most people are used to immediate responses. In a world of constant noise and instant communication, silence is rare and its impact is profound. When you remain silent, people begin to overanalyze. They wonder, what are they thinking? Why aren't they responding? Are they planning something? This sense of mystery unsettles who are trying to provoke you. They may have prepared themselves for an argument, a rebuttal, or an emotional outburst, but your silence throws them off balance, leaving them unsure of how to proceed. In situations of conflict, silence is a strategic weapon. It removes the fuel that keeps arguments alive. Words, especially reactive ones, often escalate tensions. They give others something to hold on to, something to twist or distort to their advantage. Silence, however, denies them that leverage. It forces them to confront the emptiness left by your lack of reaction. They may try to provoke you further, but your silence becomes a barrier they cannot penetrate. Over time, this can lead to frustration on their part as they realize they have no control over your emotions or actions. Silence also allows you to observe and analyze without interference. When you stay quiet, you give yourself the opportunity to read the situation, to understand the motives of others, and to determine the best course of action. Reacting immediately often blinds you to the bigger picture. It traps you in the moment, forcing you to operate from a place of emotion rather than strategy. Silence, on the other hand, creates space for reflection. It enables you to process what is happening, to assess whether a response is even necessary, and if so, to decide how to respond in a way that serves your interests. Silence can shift the focus from you to the other person. When someone is trying to provoke you, their power often lies in their ability to control the narrative. By remaining silent, you refuse to engage in their narrative, forcing them to fill the void left by your lack of response. In doing so, they may reveal more about themselves, their insecurities, their intentions, or their true motivations. Silence acts as a mirror, reflecting their actions back onto them. This can be particularly effective in exposing the flaws or weaknesses in their argument, as their attempts to provoke you begin to seem desperate or unfounded. Silence is not about ignoring people or avoiding confrontation. It's about using restraint as a form of strength. There is a distinct difference between avoidance and deliberate silence. Avoidance comes from fear, but silence comes from a place of confidence. When you choose silence, you are consciously deciding that the situation or person does not merit your energy. It is an act of self-control and self-respect, showing that you are not easily rattled or drawn into petty conflicts. There is also a psychological aspect to silence that makes it so effective. People often associate silence with confidence and authority. Those who remain silent in the face of provocation are perceived as composed, thoughtful, and unshaken. This perception can work to your advantage as it positions you as someone who is in control, someone who cannot be easily manipulated or swayed. Even if others attempt to interpret your silence as weakness, their confusion and inability to read you will often lead them to second-guess their assumptions. Silence can also turn into a lesson for others. When people encounter silence where they expect noise, they are forced to sit with their own words and actions. This can lead to introspection, making them question the validity or necessity of their provocation. It forces them to take responsibility for their behavior, as your silence provides no distraction or excuse for their actions. In this way, silence is not only a protective mechanism for you, but also a tool for shifting the dynamics of the situation entirely. Silence is a strategic move that confuses, disarms, and unsettles those who seek to disrupt your peace. It allows you to maintain control, preserve your energy, and operate from a position of strength. While others may demand your reaction, your silence becomes the loudest statement you can make. Silence speaks louder than words, not because of what it says, but because of what it doesn't say. In a world that thrives on noise, constant chatter, and the need for validation through speech, silence stands out as a powerful and impactful form of communication. It conveys confidence, strength, and composure in ways that words often fail to achieve. By choosing silence in key moments, you send a message that is clear, deliberate, and impossible to ignore. One of the most profound aspects of silence is its ability to create a sense of presence and authority. People who are constantly talking, explaining, or defending themselves often come across as insecure or uncertain, even if that is not their intention. On the other hand, silence projects assurance. It shows that you are comfortable with yourself and do not feel the need to fill every moment with words. This quiet confidence speaks volumes about your character and your ability to stand firm in who you are without relying on external validation. Silence also commands attention. In conversations or group settings, those who are constantly talking tend to blend in the background, their words becoming part of the noise. But when someone remains silent, people notice. They wonder what you're thinking, why you're not speaking, whether you have something important to say. This curiosity naturally draws attention to you, making your silence more impactful than any amount of speaking could be. When you eventually do speak, your words carry more weight because people have been waiting to hear them. Silence creates space for deeper listening and understanding. When you choose to remain silent, you are not just withholding your words, you are actively creating room to absorb the words, emotions, and intentions of others. This allows you to connect with people on a deeper level as you are fully present and attentive to what they are saying. In contrast, those who are quick to speak often miss important nuances because they are focused on crafting their response rather than truly listening. Silence enables you to gather more information, read between the lines, and respond with greater clarity and precision when the time comes. Another significant aspect of silence is its ability to shift the power dynamic in any interaction. People are often uncomfortable with silence because it forces them to confront their own thoughts and insecurities. They may try to fill the silence with words, revealing more than they intended or exposing their true intentions. This is particularly useful in situations where someone is trying to provoke or manipulate you. By remaining silent, you take control of the interaction, refusing to play into their tactics. Your silence forces them to adjust their approach, often leaving them uncertain or off balance. Silence is also a powerful tool for maintaining boundaries and protecting your energy. Not every situation requires your input, and not every person deserves your explanation. When you choose silence, you are setting a clear boundary that says, I will not waste my energy on this. This is not about avoiding conflict or suppressing your voice. It is about being selective and intentional with how you engage. By preserving your energy for the things that truly matter, you demonstrate a level of self-respect and discipline that others will take note of. Silence can act as a mirror, reflecting the actions and words of others back onto them. When someone expects a response and is met with silence, they are forced to sit with their own words and actions. This can lead to self-reflection, as they begin to question whether their approach was justified or necessary. Silence in this way becomes a tool for accountability as it shifts the focus from your reaction to their behavior. In moments of tension or conflict, silence can also de-escalate emotions. Words spoken in anger or frustration often add fuel to the fire, escalating the situation further. Silence, however, acts as a calming force. It allows emotions to settle and creates an opportunity for a more thoughtful and productive resolution. When you choose silence, you are not ignoring the issue, you are simply choosing to approach it from a place of calm rather than chaos. Silence can also be a form of self-care. In a world that constantly demands your attention and input, taking a moment of silence is a way to center yourself and reconnect with your inner thoughts. It gives you the space to process your emotions, reflect on your experiences, and regain clarity. This is especially important in times of stress or overwhelm, as silence allows you to step back from the noise and regain your sense of balance. Lastly, silence leaves a lasting impression. People may forget the specific words you said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Silence has a way of lingering, of staying in someone's mind long after the moment has passed. It invites them to think more deeply, to question their assumptions, and to consider perspectives they may have overlooked. In this way, silence is not the absence of communication, but the most profound form of it. By embracing silence, you demonstrate that your strength does not come from how much you say, but from how intentionally you choose to speak. Silence is not passive, it is deliberate, thoughtful, and full of power. It allows you to communicate in ways that transcend words, leaving an impact that resonates far beyond the moment. Silence is a form of power, especially when you use it to gather control over your emotions. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone seems to react impulsively and emotions often dictate decisions, silence acts as a shield. It grants you the time and space to take control of your inner world before you project anything outward. This control is not a sign of weakness or passivity, but a demonstration of incredible strength, discipline, and self-mastery. When you encounter challenges, conflicts, or provocations, your immediate instinct may be to react. This reaction is often fueled by emotions such as anger, frustration, or even fear. Words spoken in such emotional states can be rash, unfiltered, and regrettable. Silence, however, interrupts the cycle. It becomes a pause button that allows you to step back, assess the situation, and choose your response wisely. By refraining from speaking in the heat of the moment, you gain clarity over your thoughts and feelings, ensuring that your actions align with your values and intentions. Silence acts as an anchor, grounding you in the present moment. Instead of letting your emotions sweep you away, silence enables you to observe them without becoming consumed by them. It allows you to recognize what you are feeling, whether it's anger, disappointment, or sadness, without letting those emotions control you. This practice of self-awareness is incredibly empowering. It transforms you from someone who reacts impulsively to someone who responds thoughtfully and with intention. Silence provides an opportunity for introspection. In moments of emotional turmoil, it's easy to focus outward, blaming others or external circumstances for your feelings. But silence redirects your attention inward, encouraging you to examine your own role in the situation. Why did this particular comment upset you? Why are you feeling defensive? What underlying insecurities or fears might be at play? By engaging in this internal dialogue, you can address the root causes of your emotions rather than just the surface triggers. This not only helps you manage your current situation, but also equips you with tools to handle future challenges more effectively. Silence also gives you the power to disrupt patterns of emotional escalation. When someone speaks to you in anger or tries to provoke you, their goal is often to elicit a similar emotional response from you. If you match their energy with an angry retort or defensive statement, the conflict intensifies. But if you remain silent, you deny them the reaction they are seeking. Your silence forces them to confront their own behavior, often leading to a de-escalation of emotions on their part. It's as if your calmness diffuses their anger, creating space for a more constructive dialogue. In professional settings, silence is especially valuable when managing your emotions. In the workplace, conflicts and high-pressure situations are inevitable. How you handle these moments can significantly impact your reputation and relationships. Speaking out of frustration or defensiveness can damage your credibility, while silence can position you as composed and in control. When faced with criticism or challenging feedback, remaining silent allows you to listen fully without the need to immediately justify yourself. This demonstrates maturity and a willingness to learn, both of which are highly respected qualities. Silence can protect your mental and emotional energy. Not every situation or person deserves a reaction. Engaging with negativity, gossip, or unnecessary drama only drains you, leaving you with less energy to focus on the things that truly matter. Silence acts as a filter, helping you prioritize where to direct your attention and energy. By choosing silence, you assert control over your boundaries, ensuring that you are not pulled into situations that do not serve your growth or well-being. In personal relationships, silence can also be a tool for emotional regulation. Arguments with loved ones, for example, can become heated and emotionally charged. In such moments, silence allows you to pause and reflect rather than saying something hurtful or escalating the conflict further. It creates a buffer that prevents emotional outbursts and enables both parties to approach the conversation with a clearer mind. This practice of intentional silence can strengthen relationships as it fosters understanding and reduces unnecessary tension. Silence also teaches others how to treat you. When you remain calm and composed, even in emotionally charged situations, you set a standard for how you expect to be treated. People learn that they cannot manipulate you or provoke you into reacting impulsively. Your silence communicates that you are in control of yourself and that you will not engage in behavior that compromises your integrity or peace of mind. Over time, this can shift the dynamics of your relationships as people begin to approach you with greater respect and consideration. Finally, silence is a form of self-care. It gives you the time to process and heal from emotional wounds without rushing to explain yourself or justify your feelings to others. It allows you to honor your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. In a world that often demands instant responses and constant engagement, silence is a revolutionary act of self-preservation. It reminds you that you are in control of your inner world and that no one else has the power to disrupt your peace unless you allow them to. Through silence, you gain the upper hand, not by overpowering others, but by mastering yourself. It is a practice of discipline, patience, and wisdom that enables you to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. When you learn to control your emotions through silence, you become unshakable, able to face any situation with a calm and steady presence. Silence is often misunderstood as a lack of communication, but in reality, it is one of the most potent ways to influence and conversations. In any interaction, silence can serve as a tool to observe, absorb, and analyze, giving you a significant advantage. By staying silent and allowing others to speak, you can gain valuable insights into their thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Silence creates an opportunity for you to listen deeply, understand others on a deeper level, and use this understanding to navigate situations more effectively. When you remain silent, you allow the other person to reveal more than they might intend. People often feel compelled to fill silences with words, especially in moments of tension or uncertainty. In doing so, they may share information, thoughts, or feelings they wouldn't have otherwise disclosed. This is especially true in high-stakes or emotionally charged situations where silence can act as a mirror, reflecting the other person's thoughts back to them. As they continue to talk, they reveal their priorities, fears, and motivations, giving you a clearer picture of their mindset. Silence also provides a critical opportunity to read between the lines. Communication is not just about words, it's about tone, body language, and underlying emotions. When you're silent, you're not just hearing what's being said, you're observing how it's being said. Is their tone defensive? Are they avoiding eye contact? Do their words contradict their actions? These subtle cues often speak louder than the words themselves, and silence gives you the space to notice them. In addition to observing others, silence helps you process what you're hearing. In the rush to respond or contribute to a conversation, people often miss important details or fail to consider the implications of what's being said. Silence, however, allows you to think critically about the information being presented. What is the other person really saying? What are they not saying? What does their perspective reveal about the situation as a whole? By taking the time to reflect, you can respond more thoughtfully and strategically, ensuring that your words carry weight and precision. Silence also shifts the power dynamics in a conversation. When you remain silent, you take control of the pace and direction of the dialogue. The other person is often left wondering what you're thinking, which can make them feel uncertain or even uneasy. This uncertainty can lead them to adjust their approach, becoming more careful with their words or revealing more than they originally intended. In this way, silence becomes a subtle but effective form of influence, allowing you to guide the conversation without saying a word. In professional settings, silence is an especially powerful tool during negotiations or decision-making discussions. When you stay silent after someone makes a proposal, you create a pause that often compels them to elaborate, clarify, or even amend their offer. This additional information can provide you with leverage or open up new possibilities that weren't initially on the table. Similarly, silence can convey confidence and control, signaling that you are not in a rush to accept the first offer or compromise on your position. In conflict situations, silence can be disarming. When someone expects an argument or a defensive response and is met with silence, instead it can completely shift the dynamics of the interaction. Your silence shows that you are not reactive, that you are in control of your emotions, and that you are not easily provoked. This often diffuses the tension and creates an opening for more constructive dialogue. Instead of escalating the conflict, silence allows you to de-escalate it, creating space for resolution rather than further discord. Silence also fosters trust and respect in relationships. By staying silent and giving others the space to express themselves fully, you show that you value their perspective and are willing to listen without interruption or judgment. This builds rapport and encourages open communication as people feel heard and understood. Paradoxically, your silence makes you a better communicator as it allows you to engage with others on a deeper and more meaningful level. Another key benefit of silence is that it protects you from making impulsive or poorly thought out statements. In moments of high emotion or pressure, it's easy to say something you might later regret. Silence gives you the time to process your thoughts, evaluate your options, and respond in a way that aligns with your goals and values. It prevents you from being drawn into arguments or conversations that do not serve your best interests, allowing you to maintain your composure and focus. Silence also helps you maintain a sense of mystery and intrigue. When you don't immediately share everything you're thinking or feeling, you become less predictable and more enigmatic. This can work to your advantage in both personal and professional settings, as people are naturally drawn to those who keep a certain level of discretion. Your silence makes others curious about you, and this curiosity often leads to greater interest and engagement. Finally, silence strengthens your ability to focus and prioritize. In a world full of distractions and noise, the ability to be silent is a rare and valuable skill. It allows you to tune out the chaos and concentrate on what truly matters. Whether you're in a meeting, a negotiation, or a personal conversation, silence helps you stay present and fully engaged, ensuring that you don't miss the key details or opportunities that others might overlook. By mastering the art of silence, you empower yourself to navigate conversations and interactions with greater awareness, control, and influence. Silence is not the absence of communication. It is the most intentional form of it, allowing you to observe, understand, and act with purpose and clarity. Through silence, you gain the ability to shape the outcome of any interaction, making it one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. Silence, when used wisely, is an undeniable force of strength and composure. One of its most remarkable effects is its ability to shift focus back to you and let your speak louder than your words. In a world dominated by noise, opinions, and constant chatter, your silence creates a stark contrast, drawing attention not to what you say, but to what you do. It allows your results, your consistency, and your resilience to take center stage, making a profound statement without uttering a single word. People often feel compelled to explain themselves, justify their decisions, or respond to criticism with words. Yet, when you choose silence, you sidestep the unproductive cycle of verbal back and forth and let your achievements become the ultimate response. Your actions are tangible, undeniable, and impossible to refute. While words can be twisted or dismissed, results cannot be ignored. Silence paired with consistent action creates an unassailable reputation, one that is built on deeds rather than empty promises. Consider this: when you refrain from boasting about your plans or engaging in unnecessary discussions, you create a sense of mystery and intrigue. People become curious about what you're up to, and their attention naturally gravitates toward you. The less you say, the more they observe. And what they observe becomes far more impactful than anything you could have said. Your silence, coupled with visible progress, forces others to take notice, often in ways they might not admit openly. Whether it's in your career, personal growth, or relationships, your actions begin to do all the talking. Silence also helps you avoid unnecessary distractions and stay focused on your goals. Talking too much about your plans or progress can open the door to unsolicited opinions, criticism, or even envy. These external factors can derail you, introducing doubt or pressure where there was none before. By choosing silence, you shield yourself from such noise. You protect your mental space, allowing you to channel your energy entirely into your work. This focus not only accelerates your progress, but also demonstrates a level of discipline and determination that commands respect. Silence can disarm those who doubt you or criticize you. When someone questions your abilities or intentions, the instinctive reaction is often to defend yourself with words. However, silence sends a more powerful message. It communicates that you are confident enough in your capabilities to let your work speak for itself. You don't need to argue, explain, or seek validation because you know the results will be evident in time. This quiet confidence is not only admirable, but also intimidating to those who underestimate you. It shifts the burden of proof onto them, leaving them with nothing to critique once your actions prove them wrong. Silence also allows you to operate under the radar. In a society where people often reveal too much too soon, silence gives you the element of surprise. By not announcing your plans or intentions, you retain full control over the narrative. No one knows what to expect, and this unpredictability becomes a strategic advantage. When you finally unveil your accomplishments, the impact is far greater because it is unexpected. Your silence ensures that you are not prematurely judged or limited by others' perceptions, allowing you to exceed expectations and redefine what is possible. Silence teaches you to value substance over style. It encourages you to invest your time and energy into real, meaningful work rather than superficial displays or empty rhetoric. This shift in focus not only enhances the quality of your efforts, but also ensures that your achievements have depth and authenticity. When people see the results of your work, they are not just impressed by what you've accomplished, they are inspired by the effort, dedication, and integrity behind it. Another significant benefit of silence is that it eliminates the need for external validation. When you let your actions speak, you free yourself from the pressure to constantly explain or justify yourself to others. You learn to trust your own judgment and rely on your internal compass rather than seeking approval or applause. This independence strengthens your confidence and resilience, allowing you to stay true to your path regardless of external opinions. Silence also fosters a mindset of continuous improvement. When you focus on actions rather than words, you naturally become more results-oriented. You measure your progress not by what you say you will do, but by what you actually achieve. This shift in perspective pushes you to set higher standards for yourself and to constantly strive for excellence. Over time, this habit of letting your work speak for itself becomes a core part of who you are, shaping you into someone who is not only successful, but also deeply respected. Silence empowers you to control your narrative. Instead of letting others define who you are or what you are capable of, your actions become the defining factor. People remember what you achieve, not what you say. By staying silent and letting your work do the talking, you take ownership of your story, ensuring that it is told in a way that reflects your true potential and capabilities. Silence is not about hiding or holding back. It's about channeling your energy into meaningful action. It's about understanding that words can only take you so far, while actions have the power to transform, inspire, and leave a lasting legacy. By letting your actions speak louder than your words, you not only achieve your goals, but also earn the respect, admiration, and influence that come with genuine accomplishment. In conclusion, silence is a powerful tool that allows your actions to speak louder than words. It enables you to focus, protect your energy, and build a reputation based on results. By choosing silence, you create space for personal growth, confidence, and strategic influence, letting your work and achievements define you.